Welcome back to 33-year-old boomer trotting through the frozen woods of Norway. Yesterday someone left a comment on one of my videos saying that we are headed to an age of unemployment and hunger. Let's talk about it. So I can very much relate to the logic behind this statement. I understand where this person is coming from. They have been beaten down by article after article, video after video of people telling him or her that it's over. Humans are done. Computers will take over. Machines will run the world. Everyone will be unemployed, starving, and the billionaires are going to live in a space station in orbit far away from the poor people. This, I believe, is an IQ test. I don't know if it's an intentional or unintentional IQ test, but it functionally acts like an IQ test. And this isn't me dismissing the person who commented. I'm sure that they're very intelligent. And however, this line of thinking, this doomerist line of thinking, is something that we are all susceptible to. I myself felt that I was slipping towards this not that long ago. This video is not about whether this dystopian worldview will come to pass, because the reality is that no one knows what's going to happen. Mega corporations make bad bets all the time. You can look at 2020, every single megacorp overhired a bunch of people expecting the world to be on lockdown forever. And so everything's moving online, we gotta hire a bunch of people for this. And now they're firing a bunch of people because it turns out that, well, they were wrong. They made the wrong bet. Now, what this video is about is how you can maximize your chances of happiness and of success, no matter what happens. You see, fear is the mind killer. If you haven't read Dune, by the way, I have a link down below to the Dune book. It's a 100% recommendation, one of the best books ever written. But fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. Fear is actually useful. Short-term fear is incredibly useful. Short-term fear is your friend. Short-term fear has led our ancestors to hearing a rustling in the bush and feeling fear and thinking, that could be a rabbit, or it could be a very dangerous animal that's going to eat me alive. And so it's better to be fearful and run than to assume that it's just a rabbit. And that's kept them alive. Also, the snow has intensified. This is beautiful, by the way. Can the AI replace this? Can the AI look at the snow and go, wow, this is beautiful? I think not. However, long-term fear is the enemy. Long-term fear is a tool used to keep you inactive. Fear is something that has always been used in order to prevent people from doing things. You see, to some degree, I've lived in fear for quite some time. I have this channel on YouTube, which is actually growing very, very fast. However, this is a channel where I show my real face, and you can see my legal name on my GitHub. And it's a channel where I give hot takes about computers and stuff. While this can open doors, it can also close doors forever. Hence the fear. For a long time, I wanted to do this, but I was afraid that if I did, Would that harm me in the long run? Would that close doors for me? And I decided that I was done being afraid. I decided that I would rather shoot my shot, as the kids say. I would rather give it my all and see what happens. My argument isn't that you should become a YouTuber. We can't all be YouTubers. That's not how the economy works. My argument is that you should use your brain. You should dismiss fear, and you should use your brain. Do you have one? Good. Use it. Think about your situation long and hard. I want you to be brutal with yourself for a minute. I want you to consider whether you are on the right path in life. I want you to consider whether living in fear of AI replacing people, I want you to think whether that's actually good for you. I want you to consider whether the people who are telling you this truly have your best interest in mind. And this includes me, by the way. Do I have your best interest in mind? You're going to have to figure that one out for yourself. As long as you have a brain, as long as you have your hands, you get to determine what happens to you. So how do you dig yourself out of this hole that you might find yourself in? You have to remind yourself that there is intrinsic value in being human. You have to decide that every day you're going to improve yourself in some measurable way. You're going to learn something. You're going to pick up a skill. You're going to read some documentation on whatever language, whatever programming language you're trying to learn. You're going to decide that you're going to go through the woods and be snowed upon. You're going to decide that you will make friends, that you will make connections. You're going to decide that you will not be defeated by some nerds in Silicon Valley whose billions depend on you believing that you are as good as dead. You will take charge of your life. You will make better decisions. You will do the kind of things that this ideal version that you might have of you in your head, this Giga Chad that you always wanted to be, you will do the things that he would do. You will take steps to become independent. Because no matter what happens, you can get through it. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear, and I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn my inner eye to its path. For where fear was, there will be nothing. Only I will remain.